Today we're looking at signs. Feelings are loud. Signs are honest.
Yes, I know there are cases and there are cases. And I also know that my generation is different from the generation now, cost of living and so on and so forth. So in my generation, I would have been more stricter. But nowadays, I'll be more lenient to say, okay, if a man is living at home at the age of, let's say, in the 20s, it's fine. But then what is your perspective? What is your mindset?
Is that thought of, okay, I recognize this and I accept it, but what am I going to do about it? Because what is the point of view? You have to accept it. If you're not gonna, you recognize it, you're not gonna do anything about it. So what's
exactly
no change, no results.
But you know what's interesting? In a place of worship, it's so easy for people to think they're already the finished product.
This is The Breakfast Show on Liberty Radio.
Cushy. All right, good morning, guys. This is your breakfast show, and we're ready to go. It's a new day. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, your bus presenter. And with me on the table of justice, we have here to my left, the one only Mr. Samuel Dankwa this morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Samuel.
Good morning.
All right, Buya Shaka. And then we have over there in the Colossus cam, the one only Colossus.
Yeah.
And over to my right, we have the lady herself. It is Isabella. They can't see you on
Hello.
baby. Yeah, there you go. All right, we're going to have those vocals in there. All right, guys. So look, we are going into it this morning as we're going to be looking at signs in terms of our love life. And I've got a video that I want to share with all of you right now, which I think you might find quite interesting. And this is somebody. It's actually a bit of a plot twist, this clip that I'm about to show you now. It's a bit of a plot twist because the person was seeking a proposal. All right, so I want you to have a look at this, guys. Tell me what you think, and check this out.
Daniel, will you marry me? Daniel.
Sit down, okay?
Once you say yes and put the ring on my finger.
I don't want to answer you here like this.
I'm just giving you a temporary yes, and we'll talk about it later.
No.
That's 1 million views on YouTube.
Vanessa. Well, hang on, I'll get the check.
Get the check. 4 years, Daniel. We've been together 4 years. What have you been doing all this time if you were just going to say no?
I didn't know I
I'm a
was...
woman, Daniel. I'm a 28-year-old woman. This is what we do. We diet, we get married, we have kids, and we diet again. Look at what I did for you tonight. Look how much I love you. Say yes too much. Everyone, my name is Vanessa Sanchez. I can cook, I have my own business, and as of this moment, I am officially single. Ooh. Google me if you're interested.
Go for her. I'm gonna Google her.
All right, that was quite interesting. That was very, very, very interesting. Isabella, what are your thoughts on that? That whole scenario.
It's quite of an awkward situation, isn't it? She's been with the guy for 4 years. But I actually did this little scenario. We did a task in the VYG the other day.
Okay.
I got it recorded, actually.
Okay.
But
send it to me.
I was just saying, I will send it to you. But it's not something I would ever do.
Yeah, as in
no.
Get the guy,
propose to a guy, no.
Throw him a ring and say do it.
Yeah, no. I mean, we've been with the guy for 4 years.
Yeah.
You've been 4 years.
Yeah. I think she was trying to kind of prompt him.
Yeah.
Like, she was kind of like, I mean, in her mind, we've done all this time together, so it's the next meaningful thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite cringy,
yeah.
I mean, like, for, Samuel, as a dude, right? Because we could see the eagerness of the lady, right? Even when she was saying that piece, and guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on that clip we just showed you right now. We got to know a bit, they weren't just dating for a short period of time, they were together for a long period of time. She wanted it to be something great, something social. She's very modern. So what are your thoughts on those elements?
Yeah, at first I was thinking, why is she the one proposing.
Yeah.
But then I can understand in retrospect that after 4 years, if he's not making a move, at least then she has to do something. But that in itself, gives the answer. If after 4 years the man is not proposing, it means, there are signs that she didn't spot.
Yeah.
There are things that she ignored.
Yeah.
And she just went, along with the ride of her emotions and thinking, okay, this is gonna end up, somewhere good. But
Yeah.
obviously it's not.
I like that. So that was already a sign. The 4 years is a sign, right? And then she takes matters into her own hands.
Apparently, research says that when a man sees the woman that he wants to settle down with, he knows straight away.
Yeah.
And within even, I would say, maximum a year, he's already asked the question,
Yeah.
I'm going to marry you.
Yeah.
So after that, you're thinking, well...
Yeah, it's true. I mean, do you think like maybe from like females' perspective, right? There is that thing of I need it to work.
Within the whole...
Like, so I'm dating this person, we invested so much time, I need this thing to work. So we're kind of like downplaying signs. And then a lady could end up in that kind of, because you just said like a man would be like, nah man, this is it, I'm gonna propose to her. But with ladies it could be a thing of, I just need this to work right now.
I think
how easy is that to happen?
it can be different to everyone. Like I have this mindset of if it doesn't work out, it's just not the will of God. Like it's just not for me. But I think we can tend to like, okay, I need to make this work, and how can I make this work? So we try to find ways of how to make that one thing work. I mean, it can be good. It's not so good because sometimes it's just not for you.
Yeah, I like that because with you, obviously, because of your relationship with Jesus, you ain't getting crazy about love life. You've kind of been educated, you've learned how to love intelligently, so you're balanced. But I can see how like a woman who probably hasn't received that type of information, or even a woman who's like advanced in age, but the whims of the heart just need to make it work.
And it can be that thing, like you said, it's like you're losing everything. If you don't have that one thing working, it's like you're losing everything. What am I doing now with my life?
Yeah. I was just thinking, and also another thing with women is time. Because she said her age, right? Women have an idea of, I need to have a family, need to have children. Time.
At this age,
time is ticking. And the more, I think there was even a video we had. I wanted to show last week where it shows different stages of women's lives. I'll see if I can find it and give it to Colossus to play. But basically, when she's young, because like guy has to be 6'4", blah 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 blah. Then when she's 30. No. Then when she's like 30, the guy needs to be 6 figures, blah 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 blah. 6'4", blah 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 blah. Then when she's 40, the guy needs to be 6'2", so he's working because I got my own money now, And also when it's like 45, later on it's like, just any man would do. Just any man. Come on, what's wrong with these guys? So, but when she was younger, she was very vibrant. She was useful. You got it. She was very vibrant. She was very useful. I hope you got the right one because I think there was 2. All right, have a look. Check this out.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I thought you was cueing me. So she was very vibrant. So so with women, there's a clock to it, and it's especially like signs and these ideas we have in our minds, especially for a lady. Like I want it to work. I got my clock.
It's ticking.
Right. And some people could say you're pretty young, but I think learning to love intelligently has helped you to be kind of to trust in God maybe more.
Yeah, because I grew up like that.
Okay.
When I was in my teen years, I was like, okay, by 25, I'm going to get married. By 27, I'll have my first kid and whatever, But as I grew up, as I reached 25, I was like, okay, I'm at that age now. It's okay, And that was the time that was building my relationship with God.
So you have peace.
Yeah.
You know what, Samuel, was really impressive, right? Obviously, we're talking about signs to avoid problems. We're talking about signs to see certain things. But I think it's really impressive, especially on the lady side, in the family of faith, right? When a lady says, "Look, man, if I'm gonna be just an auntie. I'm waiting on God. I want to do things God's way. If I'm gonna be an aunt to someone's, I'll just be an auntie." I think that, and I'm just so impressed. I am so impressed, right? Because depending on what the lady has in mind, to be able to say, look, if this is the case, but I'm still with Jesus and I don't have a problematic man in my life, amen. That's a big pill to swallow.
Yeah, it's a show of strength. It's a show of strength. And sometimes that's what God requires in order for him to bless you. You know, because when we haven't really dealt with the emotional aspect of our soul, of our being, if we're anxious, if we don't trust, you know, then that will cause you to take a decision that can even destroy your love life. So when, like you said, a young woman has that mindset and that willingness to sacrifice their will to wait for the will of God, this is what provokes God to bless them.
Drop it like it's hot. All right, and we have peace, right? We have peace. God gives us this peace. So look, guys, we got some interesting things happening here. We've got lots of challenges that happen in the love life. Actually, I'll show this clip. Actually, this isn't quite interesting.
I now ask, as a woman dating over 30, first things first, do you have a home? And not, are you living with somebody and is somebody living with you? Are you in a relationship? Is someone in a relationship with you? What's your relationship like with your mom? Are you her son or her husband? Do you have club fingers? And if so, that could be an indication that you're not dealing with some underlying health issues. I don't like that. Are you in therapy? Is it working? How do you react when somebody tells you no? And I ain't talking about hypothetically. I want examples, like most recent. What happened? What's your thoughts on abuse? Children, women, animals, walls? Do you have a 401k, a Roth account? Is there anything in there? Do you like books? What's the last thing you learned in a book? Can you read it, or is it an audio book? Has anyone ever in your life suggested that you go to anger management or AA or seek additional help for any other reason? What church you go to? What are the duties of a primary care physician? What's in my chart? Who did you vote for?
Oh, the dating arena has changed. You need to be very
serious business,
right? And you know, I think we showed that. And the question that we asked last week was, supposing like, and this was mainly for the ladies, and I would love to get your take on this. At what age should a man be, if you, for example, you went to singles hour and then you was approaching a young man approached you and you're speaking, and then he says, I still live with my parents. I'm still at my parents' place. At what age is that like a thing of like, this can't be happening?
I was about to say, at what age? What age are you to be living with your
So
parents?
what age would you say, like, would you be able to be like, all right, that's all right, cool, no problem, but okay, but now this is unacceptable for a man? Because for a woman, I think women get a bit more leeway. I think women get more leeway, but like a guy needs to be doing something. He needs to show some form of independence. You know.
I mean, I'm gonna speak on my behalf because I live with my parents, right? And I'm 27.
Yeah.
But I've got bills to pay, and I help around at the house. But of course, at a certain point, I'm going to leave my house.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Especially from a biblical perspective, right? Because obviously we've got the cost of living, and things are more expensive, especially if we live in London, right? Bearing this in mind. But I see it as, this is me. I need to prepare, so I'm going to take you out of your mom's house.
Yeah.
Whatever age you are, I like you. If you're independent, all right, cool. But I'm taking you out of your mom's house, and I'm going to prepare a place for you. Why, that sound like Jesus?
Yeah, it does.
You know? So for a man, I think, maybe nowadays, 2026, people roll in differently. Like now everyone's in their feelings, right? But if you was dating a guy, if a guy came and you're speaking to a guy, at what age is that the cutoff line, if there is any?
I mean,
you can be honest. No one's going to hate you here.
I know.
We're all believers of Jesus.
I mean, I'm saying 27 is the cutoff point, right?
Okay.
27, 28.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I mean,
that's what Colossus said last time.
Mature age, no?
27,
Yeah,
28. So like almost 30.
Yeah. I was speaking to someone yesterday and we were just talking about relationship. And here's the thing. I was just like, you need to prepare yourself. You want to live out. Let's say you want to live out the country. You want to, saying perspective of a person that's in Brazil. It's always been your dream to live out outside of Brazil. But how have you been preparing yourself
Okay.
for the past few years? You know?
So you want to hear that even if the person's at 27, which is like the max limit, you're like, there's signs that they're preparing themselves.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, within a few years' time, I would like to get married, I'll have my own house. So how have you been preparing yourself? Because if you're 27 and you're just here, not doing nothing, living at your parents' house, you're not paying for anything and just, like, are you responsible?
Yeah, I think that's the key thing for a lady, isn't it?
Yeah, just signs.
Yeah, so if the person was 28 or 29, they told you,
Yeah.
I'm still at my mum's house, what would be your facial expression? Yeah, Samuel, your thoughts at the age?
Yeah, I mean, she's right, and I have the same outlook about that because, yes, I know there are cases and there are cases, and I also know that my generation is different from the generation now, cost of living and so on and so forth. So in my generation, I would have been more stricter, but nowadays I'll be more lenient to say, okay, if a man is living at home at the age of, let's say, in the 20s, it's fine, but then what is your perspective? What is your mindset?
Yeah.
How are you, like you said, planning or preparing forward? Because that shows your intention.
Yeah.
That shows who you are within yourself. It shows your character. It shows your mindset, where you're heading towards. So, if you're even living at home, what's your plan? Are you saving towards maybe a mortgage to buy your own house, or are you just scrounging? Are you contributing towards the house bills? Are you showing a sign or bringing that side of yourself of you're a leader, you want to take care of someone, you're a provider, someone who is disciplined, someone who is mature, someone who is responsible. If you're not demonstrating these things, then it shows that you're not ready. You're not serious for
It's
marriage.
not a good sign.
Yeah,
and this is why, and so could that be a sign in itself?
It's a huge
Yeah.
sign.
I would say more for it's a sign for a lady looking at a guy, right? That's a huge sign, right?
Also, let it be a sign to the man as well, because then you're not a man, you're still a boy.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to mature.
We have to spot our own signs.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's really great. That's really strong. Yeah, I think so. And the thing about it is today people are different. Like young people are mature. Young people are very, very different. 21. I was thinking like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Blah blah blah. But like I said, different time period. But today there's people like that are really in their feelings. There was a video I saw. Actually, let me see if I can share it with Colossus, right? Where it talks about in the classroom these days, guys. If you see this, you're gonna crack up and laugh, man. Actually, if you're a teacher. If you are a teacher, you're going to feel sorry for yourself once again, and we're going to all feel sorry for you, literally. Actually, let me see if I got it. I actually just literally got this. I'm going to send it to you, Colossus, all right? 1, 2, 3. So basically, this is it's a bit of psychology here, just showing what we're having to deal with as individuals, who people are behind the good looks, behind pretty face or smile or whatever. There's a lot more going on. But what we're talking about today is signs, okay? The importance of signs for your love life. And there are some things that we, obviously on the Breakfast Show, we laugh at, we joke at, but the thing about it is feelings are very loud when we have feelings for someone, but signs are very honest. Yeah. So you could like someone like we was talking about now and see a guy very charming, but the signs are there and they're very transparent. All right. And today we've literally had a morning coffee question that we dropped where we're asking everybody this very interesting question. We're asking this, which sign is most dangerous? Inconsistency, disrespect, secrecy, or uncontrolled anger? Which one do you think is most dangerous? So imagine you're going out, you're meeting someone, you decide to give each other, like, let's talk. Or maybe you see them around, and maybe you see a little bit of, you're talking to them and there's some inconsistency, or maybe you see like the parents come to church, you see how they treat the parents and you see there's disrespect there. Maybe something going on, there's some secrecy, like you feel like something just a bit off, or uncontrolled anger. So maybe something happens, you see them respond, or she responds in a certain way. We got some comments here. I'm just thinking of a lady. Actually, I got a video for that, but I won't play it today. All right? Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. We got Sarah from Luton. Good morning, Sarah. Let's see what you're saying. Here we go.
Breakfast show.
Oh, wait. Should I not intro?
Good morning, breakfast show.
Okay, it wasn't full power. Right?
I would say secrecy.
Okay.
Because the other things you can actually see. through their behavior. But secrecy, sometimes you can see it. Like something has to happen for you to actually find out that the person that you date and the person that you are with actually kept a secret from you. And that secret could be major in the same way that it can be small. But secrecy, if you keep a secret from like maybe a small thing, it's a small secret, small in brackets, there can be many other secrets. So I would say secrecy.
That sounds good.
Interesting.
Yeah, struck a chord with you, Sammy. We were like, I didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I didn't see it that way at all. She was really thinking about this. For me, I would say all of them are dangerous.
Don't try. Come on, man. You have to pick
that's
one.
what I'm saying. That was my initial outtake on it.
Okay,
That
got
all
it.
of them are dangerous because of it's a character more towards the character rather than But then when she said, I was like, wow, you're right. Everything else is transparent. Is visible, but then the secrecy is hidden. So you just
Oh my gosh, you could pick up somebody and they're Batman or Batwoman. What about you?
I was just thinking that as well. I wasn't thinking about secrecy.
Well, Sarah, you gave us food for thought this morning, Sarah. You've given us food for thought, Sarah. I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, inconsistency is probably the softer one of all of them. Inconsistency, but the rest of them are still kind of dangerous if you're looking at
outside.
Yeah, but I see where she's coming from. I definitely give her kudos for that.
Yeah, 'cause I was thinking uncontrolled anger because you don't know how the person's at any time uncontrolled. You don't know about secrecy.
Because uncontrolled anger is like, oh, red flag. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Man. Go and find something else. Okay,
Thank you.
So, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Got us thinking.
I mean, so you initially saying everybody, right? But now are you probably jumping on the Sarah wagon as well?
I'm still sticking with the main ones that like disrespect, secrecy, uncontrolled anger. These ones are you need to stay away until the person fixes up.
Because
inconsistency could be somebody trying, but they're not there yet. But at least they're trying. They will get there. I get that, but that is not a character issue. But disrespect, that is something very, very, deep. Secrecy is also deep. Uncontrolled anger also, red
Do you think for a man, disrespect is much more heavier than it is towards a woman?
It will be, because men, we thrive on respect. If people around us respect us, we'll give our life, we'll give our blood for them.
That's true.
But when
move heaven and earth.
Exactly. But if a woman disrespects a man, then you just killed the essence of the man.
Yeah.
So for men, I think disrespect would be a big thing for us. Uncontrolled anger.
Imagine you have a short lady that you're dating. She has uncontrolled anger. Oh my days! It's like you're like, if you are in your right mind and you're sober in faith, it's like, no, I ain't signing up for this. Because this was the short ones that are like they're so powerful. My friend, I'm not signing up for that, man. No, I need some help, man. So okay, we got one here from Gloria, the tech girl, and Gloria says uncontrolled anger because if the anger is uncontrolled, the negative consequences can be endless and can even unalive someone. Very true. But you know what's interesting is that in the dating period, you can hopefully spot it, unless it's like a horror movie or a horror book, and the person's like so, as soon as the ring goes into the finger.
This one could be a hard one to actually see if the person is, then again, if you say it's uncontrollable, it means it can come out at any time. So it means they don't have control of it. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, so you can spot it and run away.
You could, but even Bishop gives us a bit of a remedy for that in the next elements coming up. But what was you going to say? So what your thoughts on those four?
Yeah, I mean, when you start to date someone, of course, it's all flowers and, you can
hide.
Yeah, there's so much that a person can show you.
Yeah.
And other things that you may not know about them as yet. But I do believe you start to pick up on certain things.
Yeah. Love and intelligence is so important.
Yes.
Because if you start getting into your feelings, man.
You have to have your LT goggles on.
LT goggles. I like that. That should be a thing. They should have LT goggles. Seriously, if you're going singles out, have you got your LT goggles on? That'd be awesome. All right, let's go.
See through you.
I can see through your intentions of your heart. All you see is this dark shadow on the person. It's like, not you, not
Red
you, not
flag.
you. You know, after 6 months of LT, you see the dark shadows die down, and there's a little bit of light coming. You know, and also you see them like the dark shadow go on. It's like, oh, you ready? You ready now? Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, the time. Sorry, guys. This is from David.
For me, inconsistency does hurt.
Okay.
But rude to parents is too powerful. That, boy, that's all I'm saying on that.
It's true, because you can have someone who's very diligent at church, but they're very bad with their parents.
Yeah.
Right? They just don't see. They don't see it. They compartmentalize everything. So good at church, but with their parents,
Terrible.
total disrespect. All right, thank you for that, David. We've got some comments here in the live chat, and we have Sarah. Good morning, breakfast show. Yep, love it. Cleo says, for me, all of them are red flags. That's from Cleo. You can't take the easy way out, Cleo. You can't take the easy way out.
It's down to each person.
Each person's different.
It's what.
But no, it's just what Sarah said. It kind of sticks.
Yeah.
Because you know, there are things that people will show over. If you're loving intelligently, they can show over time, and you're like, I ain't signing up. I ain't signing up for that. But that secrecy one there, that's a horror movie.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my wife's case when she was in the world dating. She found out after years of dating this guy that he had a wife in Ghana and a child.
Father of lies, secrecy at the 10th level.
Yes, so yeah, I mean that one.
Wait.
Quite
He had a wife.
detrimental.
Was the guy Ghanaian?
Yeah.
And then she found you in the church.
God is correcting everything.
I know, right? Thank God.
God
Jesus
has a
is
sense of
alive.
humor.
He has a good sense of humor. Wow, hearing that, man, I'm like, whoa. I can imagine your wife having to forgot to rinse her mind. Do you know what I mean? Of everything to
A test if she's really overcoming or not.
I'm telling you. All right, we got Samuel over in Sierra Leone. Let's see what he has to say. Come on then, brother.
Hello, breakfast show.
Hey, brother.
So for the morning coffee question, for me personally, speaking from a man perspective, I would say the most dangerous sign is disrespect. The primary language most men understand and value deeply in a relationship is respect. When that formula is missing, everything all starts to fall apart. A man can handle challenge, disagreements, even tough season, but constant disrespect weaken the foundation of the relationship. So for a guy point of view, disrespect is most dangerous. Now looking at it from a both side, for both men and the women, I would say inconsistency is also very dangerous. A relationship requires consistency. We have to communicate. That is important. We have to show up and we have to be present. If today we are emotionally available and tomorrow we are distant, it creates confusion, and which is not good.
Yeah.
If your partner is talking to you and you're constantly distracted on your phone or probably paying attention, that sends a message of inconsistency, and it's not good also. And it leads to misunderstanding and eventually bigger problems. So for me, for men point of view, disrespect is the most important, is the most dangerous. But generally for both parties, inconsistency can
That's a good one.
quietly damage a relationship.
I love that.
Yeah.
Not addressed.
Well
So
thought of. I really
this
like
is my morning coffee question.
Yeah, you like that, Isabella?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the person like they're showing an interest. Next thing they have a mood swing,
That-
right? Like they're like, I'm studying you. First they're like, oh yeah, you know, we really need to have discernment and balance, right?
It's true.
Otherwise, we could be our worst enemy, right?
Yeah. It's taking me back to my time, and this is the blessing of doing it with God, because when God is involved, He literally guides your steps. He guides each and every day towards that dating period, that encounter, that moment we have time, and God guides everything. So even though you may have your doubts or inclinations, or okay, let me step back a bit and observe, the Holy Spirit still push, no go.
Yeah,
so the
true.
Holy Spirit gives you that consistency for you to keep plowing through, until you get that certification, or this is the one.
See, this is what it means to be in spirit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to be in spirit, Isabella?
Yeah.
You have to, as a man, as a woman, you have to be in spirit.
Especially when you're dating, it's like, God, is this your will? Because I did that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm happy to share, but I constantly I was just like, my God, I'm not dating anyone, but when I was getting
There's
to
so
know
many guys
someone,
online who are like, Go ahead.
as I was getting to know someone, the whole time I was like, my God, is this your will for me? And the whole time God was showing me signs. God was showing, this is not my will for you. But I was still like insisting, my
Yeah.
God, is this your will?
You didn't get the memo
It's
the first or second
I'm
time.
showing you, it's right there in your face. And when it finally got to the point, this is not my will for you, at first it was kind of hard to take, because I was ready. For me, I was ready and prepared for it.
In your mind.
Yeah, in my mind. But at the same time, I was like, okay, this is not God's will for me, but He has something in store better for me. And
Strong.
yeah, and I was going to comment as well, that part that was said about the phone. You're speaking.
Yeah.
You know, I like speaking a lot.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And my mom tells me this the whole time: a man gotta have patience with you, because I'm coming down and having balance. But I do like to speak.
That's good.
And when I'm speaking, and someone gets on their phone, it's like, are you even?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody in the studio was like, when Samuel said that, even Colossus over there was like.
But can I mention something?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
In terms of the respect, for me that's the respect.
Yeah.
If I'm talking with you, and especially in a serious moment that we are having, like we are, for example, solving any problem, but then you receive a message and you go straight away to your phone, and since then you just scrolling, messaging. For me, I'm gonna feel like.
So you feel that way, Samuel?
That put me off.
You feel that way as a
You're taking some time to. I'm taking my time to be with you.
To try to communicate something important.
And it's like, I do respect, like, oh, do you mind if I just have a look at this? It's just something important. If it is something important, okay, fine. But it's something that it can...
See, it's a detail.
Can wait.
Then
so
imagine
you wait.
This could ruin someone's single hour, right? So this is a good tip. Like, if you need, maybe go into do not disturb. Like,
imagine.
Yeah,
Come
just
on now.
train yourself to...
Come into singles hour.
Yeah.
Sitting down, speaking with a person, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen, thank you.
If someone do that, if someone does that.
I hear you. All right, guys, look, it's kicking off now. So today we're looking at signs. Feelings are loud. Signs are honest. And we're going to be going into it today with Bishop Allan. And I think we're going to go straight to the first part because we have 5 elements to look at. They're about 2, 3, and 4 minutes. Okay, but yeah, let's take some notes. Let's get into this. And like we said, we're not here to shame or embarrass anyone. We never want to do that on the breakfast show. We just like to have some honest conversation. Everyone's just being real. Everyone's being themselves, because no human being is perfect, and we are learning every single day, especially to love intelligently. It's huge. For example, like, there might be ladies who don't know they're being disrespectful. We see so much on social media. The world teaches women to disrespect men without even realizing. Just certain words they're hearing all the time, and they come and meet a guy and they don't realize they're trying to put their best foot forward, but they don't realize they got that programming in their minds, and they're disrespecting the guy, and the guy is like, naturally, because we have our innate natural behaviors, right? So the way that God formed us, women are a certain way, men are a certain way. We see this every time on Thursday, and so we need to learn. We need to learn to undo that programming. So let's get into this, and we're gonna hear the first part right now with Bishop Allan. Let's go, and let's hear your thoughts after.
What is a diagnose? We spoke about that last week, Thursday. That is literally to identify what is wrong. Is to check what is wrong. Now, the interesting thing, for example, those who understand a little bit about cars, you have a car. In the dashboard of the car, you have the speed, the fuel, and everything. And there are certain lights, they're supposed to be off. When these lights, they turn on, what does that mean? Something is wrong. The interesting thing is that you take the car to the garage, they will run a diagnose to see what's going on. But Do you understand anything about cars? So, what happened? Signs, they are responsible for revealing the existence of a problem. Many single people, they ask this question to us. They come to us and say like this, Bishop, how do I know if the person I'm dating is the right person or not? If this guy is the right guy, if this lady is the right lady, how do I know for sure? You cannot know for sure. You cannot know for sure. You cannot know. But there are signs. It's like the rain. Nowadays we have the apps, but we don't know if it's going to rain or not. But other people, what they do, they look up to the sky and they say, oh, it's going to rain. You can be sure the rain is coming. Signs. Sometimes not just the clouds, but the way the birds, they fly, the direction, they many signs. They know. They observe. They know because they observe nature. You ask me, it's going to rain today and every day it's going to rain. But those who observe nature, they see the signs and they can tell. So you must make sure that you're going to observe the signs.
So that's true, right? That's true. It's like a law of life. It's a law of life. Just like the law of gravity, things go up, must come down. The structure and the formations of the universe, the way planets, solar systems work, there are laws. And one of the other laws of life is that things will give signs. Signs will be present, right? Your thoughts on what Bishop just said?
Yeah, it's very true. And if you ignore those signs, then you end up taking a problem home with you.
That's true.
It's simple as that. Because the signs, like Bishop said, the signs indicates that it's a rooted problem. There's a problem. So the person has a problem that they haven't fixed yet. So if you ignore it, if you choose to ignore it, and you choose to continue that relationship, then you're taking a problem with you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have your own problems already. Why bring more on yourself?
Absolutely.
You know?
But here's an interesting thing, right? So we have these signs. We're talking about bringing problems, right, into our own life. But to be honest with you, the signs are good in a sense because the signs, I think like we touched on earlier, can help us to show us what to work on, right? The signs help to educate us as well, right?
If the person has the intention of changing, then that's fine. You know, no one is perfect.
Yeah.
So when you see a sign, then it's for you then to decide or to then find out, go one step further. Okay, you have a problem. There's a sign, so there's a problem. How are you dealing with the problem? Are you working towards change? Or are you accommodated? Is that something that has become your character and you're conformed to that and you want to live by that? Then, okay, you decide you move away. But if you see that the person is working towards it, okay, that's fine. Then you can even support and help the person. So it's not all, cutthroat, black and white. But nevertheless, the sign is still the sign.
Drop it like it's hot.
It's still the sign. And if you don't deal with it, then it's going to become a problem.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, it's that thought of, okay, I recognize this and I accept it, but what am I going to do about it? Because what is the point of view? You have to accept it. If you're not gonna, if you recognize it, you're not gonna do anything about it. So it's
exactly
no change, no results.
But you know what's interesting? In a place of worship, it's so easy for people to think they're already the finished product, right? It's so easy for person to think, I worship God, it's because in their mind they do things their way, and they've done the best, right? I do my worship, and like even the Word of God says that in the potter's house there's vessels of gold, silver, bronze, clay, But it's human beings and those who believe in God. We think we're the bee's knees already, and so can you imagine how hard it is? And so we actually come into an environment thinking we're good, we're so good, but this in itself, this attitude in itself is a problem, right? And I think it's unbiblical, right?
Because you still have things to work on. It's like you said, you're not a finished product. There's still things that you need to work on. It's like the example I gave. I like speaking a lot, and something that I had to recognize that. I recognize because my mom was saying so, but it wasn't a thing of you talk a lot. No, it's like you like speaking, don't you?
And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But because you have consideration.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, like, what am I going to do about it? Like, how can I come down a little bit, you know? But because you can.
Yeah.
And
And you know, God will bless you with someone who's like, oh, my wife can talk till the cows come home. I'm so blessed. Because my house, no one used to talk. But now I have this chiquita here.
A radio.
Yeah. So luckily, but yeah.
Living radio.
So it's powerful. But look how that helps you.
Yeah.
It helps to help you mature.
Yeah.
But we really need to be careful.
Yeah, we have to be. We have to be because you want to invest in an area of your life that will be a blessing to you. So you need to be intelligent. You need to be conscientious about it. You need to be intentional, and you need to use your mind in plowing through the dating stages or how you find a person, and even after that, even in marriage as well. You continue need to be intelligent, and intentional about how you deal with your love life. Otherwise, if you ignore the signs, you're bringing more problems.
Because I think this thing of because the person is godly, it's okay, it'll work out themselves, doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. I'll tell you first, because I used to always be like, I remember when I also brought Nicola home, right? So I went, fought, got a place, took over the threshold, and I was like, why is this happening? I was very naive. I always thought, like, the things that God revealed to me it revealed exactly the same thing to her. The same things I had, she already had. And obviously I don't even want to know the things she noticed in me. But I assumed, like, oh, this would be okay. This would be okay. Oh, this would be fine. But then it's like, why talking like this? Why this? You know what I mean? And so, thankfully, we've got love seminar. If we have the Love Talk seminar right now, I would have done things. God helped me. Don't get me wrong. God helped me to understand things, to be merciful, to be balanced, to have grace, to kind of analyze myself to see where I could become better. But to have the Love Talk seminar like now, it's priceless.
Yeah, and just linking what she said and also what you said is in a sense that I lost my my train of thought. The emotions are louder.
Yes.
But the signs are honest, but also they're silent.
Yes.
So though you get yourself into that situation where you're now meeting someone, you're interacting with them, the emotions are going to always be louder. What we have in our mind is different from the reality.
Yeah.
That's why we need to really calm the emotions and use our reasoning.
Yeah.
And to listen to the silent, honest signs that says, okay, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is a true person. That's the problem. That's the sign. Work on it. So we always need to be, intelligent in how we deal with these things, because emotions are always going to speak louder.
Yeah.
You went to know, you thought in your mind, okay, she's godly, she's over the church, but in reality, when you came together, then you start seeing the things that needed to be addressed and worked on.
It's interesting.
So we always have to be in tune with the silent, honest signs.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're moving. By the way, so guys, just a quick one. So which do you trust more in dating? A, chemistry, feelings. B, patterns or patterns/consistency. C, friends, opinions. Or D, prayer plus time.
Wow.
Which do you trust more in dating? C, chemistry and the feelings. B, patterns and consistency. Or C, friends, opinions. Or D, prayer plus time. Let us know while we're listening to that. You can just type it in the live chat. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
I know what I would choose. I know straight away, and I know what my wife would choose straight away.
Okay, we'll have a check on that later. Type it in the live chat. All right, guys, let's go to part 2. Take it away. Oh, yeah. Life is good.
For me, he was dating someone else. And he was dating for, I think, 2 years, right? And to get married and everything. She was an assistant in the church, but there were many signs that she was showing that it wasn't good for him, but he was being driven by the desire to serve God on the altar, because the pastor told him, look, you will only come to the altar when you're married. So that's all he heard. I need to get married to go and serve God on the altar. So she was an assistant, and one of the things that he told me that it would happen, she would always arrive late in church. Sunday morning, not on weekdays coming from work, but Sunday morning, she would be those kind of assistant that arrive late in the church and comes to serve late. And he would see as a lazy problem kind of thing. No, you try to push her. You have to have spirit and come early. But that she was already showing her respect to God. This was one of the things. The other thing, she would speak bad about the pastor right? She would be speaking about the pastor, observing the pastor's life.
I even forgot this one, you remember.
And you said that you found it strange, but you thought maybe, it was just, she was just saying something. It was, you would take it as, just a comment. Nah, she's not really saying that.
Things like, she didn't want to do the work of God on the altar. She didn't want. But then she told me, no, but because I love you, wherever you go, I will follow you. And this is dangerous when it comes to the altar, because you must get married to the altar as well. My wife married me, but she's also married the altar. She's going to live a life of sacrifice. We are here in the UK. We are getting used of things, everything, many things are new for us. Many things are new. We are getting used. As soon as we get used and, it's part of our lives, we are going to go somewhere else. We're going to go elsewhere. And there we're going to start all over again, getting used. And it's a life of sacrifice. And how would she take this kind of life if, she loved me, but she didn't love the altar? She would take me out of the altar sooner or later. She would try to convince me to live like some of my friends who marry girls like that, and they removed them from the altar. The single guys are here, the auxiliaries. So understand this. Must be the same vision, and she didn't have this vision. I think this would be enough already. But I was dragging that situation, although I could see the signs. She was very attached to material things. She was very much what's the word? Vaidosa for vanity. Not vanity. I don't know if it's vain. She was very much vain. Vain, she liked things. I'm not saying she didn't like clothes or anything, but I saw that it was a bit more on her case. Look, a perfect disaster, right? Someone lazy who she wouldn't serve much on her uniform in the church. She would come late and not wear the uniform, and I would see her and say, you are late and you're not wearing uniform. No, today I'm going to pray for myself. I said, but when we are serving, we also pray for ourselves. And okay, I thought, I used to think like this, you are in trouble when we get married, because I'll put you to work. Usually we think, I'm going to change that other person. So signs were there, and I was ignoring those signs, because I was thinking, I need to go to the altar, I need to conquer this here, I need to get there, that's my vision, and I didn't care how, and I was ignoring the signs, until one day, that finally, I decided to, pay attention in those signs and praise God, because those signs today, I see that they are big signs. It's a board saying failure. It's not going to work. Now I know. Back then there were just signs. So much so that when I broke up with her, she stopped being an assistant immediately. After some time, she stopped coming to church. May God have mercy on her and help her, but I will not marry her because of the signs.
Wow. All right. So it really is kicking off now. So Bishop was given his example. Oh, that's me. I'm sending some stuff out. Yeah. So he was given some really strong examples here, and I love it. Thank you so much, Bishop. When Bishop and his wife, they're very transparent. They're transparent to show the challenges they have, the imperfections, the things that they've had to work on. They do work on, and this is really, really, really good. So Bishop's touched on quite a few things. He says a goal can blind you to a pattern. Don't confuse potential with proof. patterns are proof. If values don't align now, marriage won't magically fix it. So those are some of the things that Bishop touched on. What things stood out for you in that?
Yeah, it's what Bishop's wife said about Bishop's observation with the former girlfriend and how she was serving. So this made me to understand, or even remind me of the lessons that we've learned in LT, is that the biggest area to observe in a person's conduct is their conduct with God.
Yeah.
How they are with God, how they serve God.
If you are of God.
If they are of God.
You are
if you're of God, yeah.
Because if you're not of God, you're not really bothered. Like, you go to church, all right, yeah, it's good, all right, he's a good person, go to church. But you're saying is like, how do we show up towards God in what we do to him?
Yeah. Because the way the person treats God is everything.
Yeah.
That's where you need to be looking at. That's the first point, to see if there's any signs there. You can have good signs and bad signs as well. You know, does the person respect God? If they respect God, for sure they'll respect you. Yeah. If the person, serves God with zeal, with diligence, wholeheartedly, then because they're serving someone that cannot be seen, and they're not getting paid anything tangible, monetary with it. So imagine if they are so zealous with God, serving an unseen God, how much more are they going to serve you in the physical form? Yeah. So these are the things that stood out for me, in the sense that the way the person treats God is how they're going to treat you.
And here's an interesting thing, right? So it goes two sides. Like, the person understands, because of the relationship with God, they translate that to how they treat the person that they have. But then also the person maybe doesn't get the full revelation and they become a Pharisee. That means they do all these things for God, and they're worried about having doing all the physical things for God, but because it's just physical, they haven't translated it into how they treat the person with them.
And this is why you need to pray. As you said before, you need to be in spirit, but also pray for discernment. Because they could be faking it.
Yeah.
But if you ask the Holy Spirit for this discernment, he will create at a time an opportunity to expose the true person's self.
That's true.
And then you can then say, okay, now I know where.
What do you mean by faking it? Because many times people say, like, this person in a place of worship, they're very active in a place of worship. So what do you mean by faking it?
Oh, they have ulterior motive. They're not serving God wholeheartedly. They have an ulterior motive, something that they feel they can gain out of serving God. So if they're in a position of trust, maybe for them that is the be and end of everything. They're looking at the title. They're looking at how people look to them. They're looking at how people, respect them with that.
Would I be wrong in saying this? Because there's something that came to my mind one time when I in my earlier days, that I believe is God revealed to me, and He revealed this is what came to me, that because I was very active, very active in the work of God. But then God taught me this, that what I am outside is what must come to church. That's what comes to church. I'm already that I am outside. That how I am, my consistency, my eagerness, my zeal, the fire of my prayer and all that kind of stuff. It's there before it arrives here in the place of worship. And that was really important for me, because it made me to kind of be more focused on how I am outside and see that as the result of what comes in, not the other way around. Is that I'm going to do here. So I get there's a point where we do here in the place of worship to take it back. But there's a point where the fire has to be there to bring to the place of worship. Am I wrong in saying that?
That's what Jesus said, isn't it? That what you do in private with your Father will be revealed
openly.
So it's true. You can't be fake, because the idea of serving God in a communal, congregational area is to give what you have to those who are congregating with you. So if you don't have anything to give, what are you giving?
Yeah.
If you're not of God, what are you giving? You're giving yourself. You're giving.
You're a community worker.
Exactly. You're just charity volunteer worker. You're not a spiritual person, a life-giving spirit. So indeed, who you are is more important than what you do.
This sounds quite aggressive, Isabella. Does it sound aggressive?
Just on that same.
No, I'm not saying that is aggressive, but I'm just saying to someone listening, it might sound quite aggressive. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just on that same note, I was just here thinking, it's that thing, like I said at the beginning, the person can show you so much, you know, until a point, I'm this, I'm that, but eventually whatever you're saying, that is going to get caught up, like who you actually are, you know?
Yeah. Wherever your power is, you're going to be half of it.
Yep.
When you leave that environment. If a particular environment is your power, when you leave that environment, you're going to be half of that.
Yeah.
So if, So we need to be with God. All right, let's go to the next one.
It sounds aggressive, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We can't joke.
It is what it is, because it's about love life.
You get it wrong, my friend.
If you get it, look, the day Pastor Gideon said to me like this, he says, because Pastor Gideon is a very strict pastor, very zealous, right? He built the altar for the campaign with his hands. That's how deep. He went to get the rocks there, and then we were like, they're like, okay, how can we help?
And not let anybody touch it.
That's it. So he's very zealous, right? Whether you love it or not, if you love it, you love it. If you don't, you might end up catching fire. All right? But he said like this, look, if my wife wasn't the woman that she is, my ministry would have been finished a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I calculate for him to say that, that means a lot. Yes. That means this one person he's added into his life can destroy everything. Destroy him, destroy this one person, this one individual. And I'm like, because I consider him to be zealous. So because he's zealous, he has strength. She's strong because he's zealous for God. So that was me like, oh snap. We need to be very careful. So this is it, guys. I hope you're hearing. Oh, by the way, we gave a morning coffee question before the timeout, right? Could you read some of them? Because I know you'll be keeping an eye on that, Samuel.
So morning, quick question. Which do you trust more in dating? Is it A, chemistry and or feelings? B, patterns and consistency? C, friends' opinions? Or D, prayer and time? So we have one reply from Samuel in Sierra Leone says B, patterns and consistency, because feelings can change, but consistent behavior reveals true character.
I love that. Love that. There has to be
Which
time.
is what he said before, isn't it?
Yeah. And okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's keep it going. Let's see if we can get through all of them today.
So how do you know for sure? Signs. We had some disagreements when we were dating. And I knew exactly how my wife would react in a disagreement. And she knew how I would react in a disagreement. Those signs were there. So when I married her, I already knew how she would react. Because signs were already there. She already knew how I would react. Signs were already there. 100%? No. There are some things that we try to cover up. Because you don't want to show the worst. You want to show the best of yourself. And I've spoken to people who are dating. And I ask them, and then, did you have an argument already? No, Bishop. We understand each other very well. Wait a minute. Never? No. I said, okay, so go find something to disagree on and then you'll come back here. Because you must know how the other person, she reacts when you step on her toe. You must see that sign. So signs, they are there to reveal, to help. But why people many times don't look at signs? In my case, I was not looking at those signs because I had a goal and I wanted to achieve that goal. My goal was, I wanted to go to the altar. I did not really say, my God, what is your will? Let it be according to your will. In other words, although I was driven by that desire, but there was a pride in me. And usually pride impedes a person to pay attention to the signs. Signs are there, but no, she pretends nothing's going on, nothing's happening, but the signs are there. And I mentioned about signs of the other person. It's easier to see. The most difficult signs for you to see are the ones about yourself, but they are there. So you need to be aware of signs in your life as well. Things that you speak, things that you are thinking, behaviors that you are having. You have to have this Diagnose on yourself. When we are married, for example, I don't need to tell my wife, oh, listen, I'm very upset. I don't need. And if she tells me, why are you upset? And I tell her, me? No, I'm okay. It's not going to work. She knows I'm upset. I know when she's upset with me. And I just avoid her a little bit. Makes matter worse because she doesn't like that. She wants to solve it. But I try to use what works for me on her. It never works, but we keep on insisting. And it's like that. So I know when she's upset. I know when, most of the time, but most of the times I see the signs. Signs are there. So again, I'm going back to read someone else. You see, we have the tendency of always reading the other person.
And signs are more safe, if I can say that, than feelings. Because sometimes we say, okay, I feel this way. Yeah, it's something. But signs, they are already exposing some sort of problem. Feeling is one thing, but sign is the other. As he was saying, the lady he was speaking to, that he was dating, the sign was very clear. If someone is disrespectful to God, you don't need to feel anything about that. It's already, it says everything. It says everything. A person that comes late Sunday morning, that does the things of God anyway, that doesn't have pleasure to do the things of God, it's already there. And maybe this person is you. Maybe this person is not the person you are looking for. Maybe this person is you. You don't, the sign is there. No pleasure, no desire, does it anyhow. So what is this showing to you? That something needs to be fixed. That something's not right. Because if every time I'm doing the things of God in this way, I see God in this way, something is not good.
Oh, Biddy Bo is kicking off now. All right. So signs are safer than feelings. All right. How someone reacts to disagreement is a sign you can't ignore. The hardest signs to see are often your own. And, you know, I like the whole thing about conflict. Like, if you are a godly person and you're dating, so you're dating not because you're rushing to kiss the person. You're dating to know how this person works, what's in their mind, what's their demeanor. And I think conflict and problems are good to reveal signs, right? You're trying to buy a place to rent, or you're trying to organize something together or do something to see how they react to problems. Priceless, right?
Yeah, it reminds me when within the first year of getting married, we had a few problems, which is usual. You know, that's when you've seen each other. You're living behind closed doors, so you have to deal and address with all the issues that arises. You know, different opinion, different thought, different personalities, and so forth. So myself, my wife, you know, we were not getting along.
You two have very rigid person. I know Mary's fun, but I can see when it comes to certain things, she has a rigidness about her.
So we came, sat down with the pastor, sat down with Bishop as well, just to, have a chat, get some advice. And one thing that Bishop said to us was that you two are overly respectful of each other. And it took me a while for me to understand where it was coming from, or what the Holy Spirit was saying.
My face.
And what eventually the Holy Spirit made me to understand is that when we get into different opinion, or when we are about to clash, we kind of like respect that and then back off. We don't actually go full on to address the issue and have it out, not in an aggressive way, but to talk. It's that we're too overly respectful. So that really made me think that, because the good thing that we had going for us, we're mature. We're, in our 30s, so we're able to have a more, and I think that's what made us, that's what swayed us to be that way inclined in terms of respecting each other's thoughts and opinion. And with myself, I had this thing of, the peacemaker. So have it your way then. Let's move on. Have it your way then. So that was my mechanism to cope with everything. Oh, have it your way. For me, it's not a big deal. There are bigger things to think about. But eventually it came to a point where, no, you need to go through that barrier speak openly. It doesn't matter how ugly it gets. And there are a few occasions she'll walk out, slam the door, and go out for to let off steam, get fresh, and come back again. But that's when we start dealing with the issue. As you said, that's when we start exposing the true side of ourselves that needed to be evolved, to molded, to mature, to grow and develop. And, today is a blessing.
I'm glad you've spoken like this, because there are single people who are listening and they just think that it's going to be like a bed of roses, No. Like they just don't know how gruesome it could potentially get. When two people are trying, if you've got someone of God, they're not going to start swearing at you, right? They're not going to start blaspheming and swearing and try and strangle you or anything like that. No, that's not the case, right? But there is that conflict. Your thoughts. Go, Isabella. I hope we didn't put you off the idea of relationship.
No, absolutely not. But of course, we have things to work on, and you're adapting to each other
all the time.
And it reminded me of a thing of a friend that she spoke to me about, like, why do you do what you do? It's like, ask your question, why do I do that? But why?
Yeah.
But why? Just keep asking yourself, why do you do that? Because you will get to the root of
what's going on.
Of what's going on, of what the answer that you need.
People don't want to do that.
No.
Or people are not trained to do that. It's not normal to ask yourself a question, why do I do that?
Yeah.
Right?
Why do I do what I do? And what do I do with what I do with the person and how it affects the person?
Yeah. And it can show up in different ways. So, for example, you've got someone who's very forward and they want to, we're going to talk about this. We're going to out this out now. All right. And they have to manage how they deliver it. But then you got the person like, me now I want a problem. Me now talk to you. And why? Because maybe they've never seen what conflict resolution looks like.
Exactly.
They've never seen what articulating your words, you're laughing.
Is it a Jamaican accent? The patois?
No, it's Brian.
What did I do?
It's the no.
I didn't do nothing.
You don't even change the camera on there, man.
Because I didn't do nothing.
The little,
the sound effect.
The sound effect.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But they never learn what conflict resolution. They never saw what it looks like. They probably only saw shout and then people just kind of learn to live, but never resolving things to grow.
And sometimes, sorry to cut you out, and sometimes this is how the person has been brought up.
Yes.
And this is the things that they've been seeing. Like, I've been, I've seen my parents do it this way, so that's how I've been dealing with.
Exactly. And it could be even subconscious. Maybe we didn't like to see the way our parents dealt with things. And subconsciously it's in there. And we don't even realize it. But, then we come into the arena of faith, and then God says, let us reason together.
Very good.
Yeah.
So then now we adopt a new program, but unless someone teaches us, we're in this situation where we've got someone with us and we are just reacting according to what we already know. All right. So here's an interesting thing, guys. We're going to go to the next part. But here's something. Bishop said signs beat feelings, especially in disagreement and relationship. And relationship research backs that. It's not that couples never clash, it's how they clash. Patterns like stonewalling and defensiveness are major warning signs, and contempt is treated as the most damaging one. So yes, conflict style is a sign you should take very seriously. All right, so we're gonna go into the next one. But what's it called? Here's something. I meant to ask you this earlier. What's it called? Oh gosh, look at me running out of time. But here we go. What blinds people most today to signs? Is it loneliness, age, pressure, or fear of starting again? What do you think blinds people the most nowadays? We're gonna listen to this next part. I want to see what you guys think. I'm gonna just copy and paste this into the chat. All right? Yeah. Thank you, Thank you, Colossus. That was very passionate, That was all right. So what blinds people today? I'm gonna put it in the live chat. All right, so you guys can respond. Okay. I'm gonna go to the next part, number 4. Right? All right. Take it away, Colossus.
So watching the signs, it's the consequence, like the car stopped. Why did the car stop? Sometimes you face a problem, and that problem, takes you to a level that even yourself, you don't understand what's happening to me. That is showing who we really are, how we really are at that moment, why I was so weak, why I reacted in this way. that sign of my reaction to that problem is showing that I'm not reading the Bible, I'm not praying, I'm not close to God. So when it comes, it's showing to me that something's happening. So I can't look just as feelings. I can't look just at feelings. Oh, I feel this way, I feel that way. I have to see the signs. Even talking about feelings towards God, there are people that they judge their relationship with God by feelings. And that is also not safe, because you might come to the church one day and you're feeling absolutely nothing, but you are being faithful to Him, you're having communion with Him, you are listening to Him. So the sign is there, you know what is happening. So you are not feeling, it's okay. The same thing with marriage, right? Of course, when you are dating and you are in a new relationship, you have those feelings like, oh, he's coming by, If he passes in front of you, you have, oh, he's passing, you don't know how to behave, it's all awkward, we don't even know how to greet each other, it's like, hello, But after some time, obviously, I don't feel goosebumps when my husband passes. I mean, it's not like, oh, you don't, it doesn't. Okay, I've been with you how long? 28 years? 28
30.
years. No, not 30. No, 28. 30. With me, 28. 28 years. So obviously, I'm not going to have, goosebumps or something's going to happen. But what are the signs? We love each other. We take care of each other every day. We are faithful to one another. We make time for one another. The sign is that. So, yeah, there is no goosebump. I'm saying this because sometimes movies are destroying people's understanding of love. And they think that love is feeling things all the time. Like, I can't have enough of looking at him. Oh, of course you can. Of course. You're not gonna have this, feeling, but the sign of a good marriage is that companionship, true companionship. That is not a feeling. I don't know if you remember, because this was so long ago, but I can never forget Brad Pitt jumping on the sofa of Oprah. No, Tom Cruise. When he was married or dating his other wife, that I forgot the name.
One of them.
He jumped on the sofa of Oprah and he said, I can't help it. I can't hold myself. I love this woman. And it was like, oh, what is happening? And this is what people begin to think it's love. I have to jump on the couch and be crazy. And no. And a few years later, they got divorced.
I think very few. I remember.
Yes, it was very quick.
After
I was shocked because when I saw him jumping on the couch, I thought,
this guy's in love.
It's going to last at least 10 years, But no, not even that. So the feeling is not so reliable as the signs of what is truly happening. Sometimes people are married and they are going through a phase. Maybe you are going through a phase. But what are the signs? What are the signs that are really showing the changes that maybe needs to take place? That things are not going to be like that way, but it's much better. So this is what is important for a relationship.
Yeah, it's true. Pop culture has trained people to chase highs, not healthy relationships. But real love shows up with consistency and care, not performance. Right? So these are all different things they shared with us. And I think it's really good because it's making everyone sober-minded. Everything, showing the challenges in a very healthy light. It's, because you could have Bishop switch up, Cool J. You could have them speak in a way and be like everything's perfect. Like, according to the word. And then, and you have people who are up and coming. And when they have conflict, they think the world is just falling apart. Because they're not given the truth that human beings are fallen creatures and we need to work things out. Does that feel like a lot of pressure for you, Isabella?
Not pressure. It's just you preparing yourself for it. And this is why it's so important for you to invest. And this one thing I was just thinking about, feelings, they pass.
Yeah.
But I'm going to choose to do this because of this, because this way is going to work. But if I act up on my feelings,
see, this is why you just can't. This is why the guy who approaches you can't just be any guy, because it will be hard work, right? Because imagine you're coming with this, and you know like the Bible speaks about being unequally yoked, and you come with a guy, and there's another guy who's like, oh yeah, you're nice, and blah blah blah, you're a Christian, oh great, you did the work of God, oh nice, nice. But these intricate details, you know what I mean, that you have to develop through humbleness, submission to God. These only come by revelation.
Yeah.
You know, and what's allowing you to wait and be patient, and obviously doing your part, not being lazy, just like you know, is your relationship with Jesus.
Yeah, because I'm trusting for the fact that no, he has someone in store for me that will help me. If you look at in the vision of, if this person is taking care of their relationship with God and then looking after themselves with the soul, this person will be able to then help together. We will walk on the same path with the same vision, with the same goals, and you will look after me also, because these little things are important, and it's your spiritual life, your life with God and your love life, they have to walk together.
So him earning 6 figures, is that like a deal breaker? If he's not earning 6 figures,
I mean,
he needs to have does he have to have a 6-figure income?
No.
Are you sure? Because in social media, that's like a big thing.
Social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like nowadays, it's a thing, isn't it, Colossus? The guy needs to be a baller, social, you know.
If, okay, you earn this much amount of money, but what about your character?
Okay. On that note, do you want to have anything to add? Yeah, that's it. We got a sound back there. That's good. Just drop it like it's hot.
Your relationship with God.
Yeah.
How do you treat your parents? You know, what is your vision? What is your goals in life? You have to look at these little things, because a person, like I said, a person can...
Yeah.
Okay, but like the lady in that video, if I tell you no, you know, how are you going to react?
Yes.
It's these little things that you look at, because we cannot ignore it.
Yeah. Drop it like it's hot. Anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, if you're really serious about your soul, just tying in with what she said, if you're serious about your soul, because we hope, we assume, we prescribe that a person who comes into the dating period in search for a love person is someone who is saved.
Yeah.
Someone who has had an encounter with God.
So they sought first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
And they know how hard a work and a fight that they have invested with God to have their soul now secured and saved. So when you're now going into finding somebody else, you have to go in the mindset of this, you know, spiritual revelation, and also, you know, this strictness to find the right person, not to jeopardize what you have, because you're looking for someone that will add to you, not someone that will take you back to the world and to hell itself. So you have to be serious about it. You have to be, you know, intentional. You have to be intelligent. You have to be shrewd. You have to have boundaries. You have to have standards. And as such, you know, the journey even continues in you keeping looking at yourself, because the greatest sign in preparation for marriage is how you are with the person that you want to marry. So when you're dating, the signs, you're still looking at your signs. How am I responding to this person? How am I behaving with this person? How am I conducting myself with this person? And are all these things, you know, tied into what God wants you to be? If, you know, you've gone through the test and you've seen that, okay, I can cope with such a person on a dating phase, you've gone through all the serious issues and matters that God will bring your way, then you think, okay, I'm ready now to go behind closed doors. Then, you know, you move on. So what I took from what Bishop's wife said is that we are the ones that the signs must be for. The signs always has to be for us. It's not for you to, it's like Bishop said, it's easier to look at the signs in other people, but it's harder for us to keep looking at the signs. We have to always keep evaluating ourselves. Are we still in the faith? Are we still, you know, close to God? Are we still doing right by Him? Because if we are, then we're securing ourselves, we're blessing ourselves, and then we'll be able to add, we'll be able to give.
Yeah, I like what Pastor Bishop's wife said about there are signs that show that I'm not reading my Bible. Because when we're in harmony with the Word of God, it changes our character, it changes our feelings, our emotions, our inclinations. When we seek God, very powerful. We've got some comments here. What blinds people most today? Loneliness, age, pressure, or fear of starting again? We've got some comments there, Samuel.
Anonymous 547390. Why do you have that number?
Yep, 008. Yeah.
Please, people are so foolish. Acting. Is acting. Stop putting everyone in the same place. I don't get off like that. Love is not emotion or portion or passion. Thank God, me, Sharina, I learned that from my mom very young. So yeah, just reiterating that love is not an emotion, but it's rather intelligent. It's what you do, is how you behave towards a person.
Love it. Let's go to the final part. Drop it like it's hot.
This requires humbleness. The Bible says like this. Book of Proverbs, it says, the fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Take my yoke, Matthew 11:29 says, take my yoke upon you, learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. In another version it says, I'm humble. So, humility is the sensitivity needed to see the signs. We have to do these things. First, recognize the signs. They are indicators in relationships for both couples and single. We spoke about that. Second, what is it we have to do? Abandon pride. Pride prevents a person from making correct diagnosis about the situation in the relationship. And third, be humble. Of course, if you abandon pride, you're going to be humble. Humility brings you closer to God, precedes honor, and gives you the right diagnosis. So that's what you have to do. Put pride aside, be humble, run this diagnose, observing signs. Signs are there. Don't be deceived that easily. Observe. Deceived. No. Observe better. Observe better, and you'll not be deceived. And observe yourself. Check yourself. Examine yourself. Know why you behave the way you behave. Know that there are signs that it's not right, it's not okay, it's not really you doing that, it's a sign of something else. Have self-knowledge. But Bishop, it's so difficult, I can't change the other person, I can't change myself, or I can't take a decision, action about this. Ask for God's help. Ask God's strength to do the right thing, to take the decision. That might be painful, but you need to do it. I'm not talking about divorce, okay?
Ask God's strength to have the humility to do the changes you need to do in a marriage. Because sometimes people want to get divorced because they don't want to have the humbleness, the humility to really change themselves, to fix what needs to be fixed. Because humility is not something natural for humans. Yeah. It's not a natural consequence. It's something that we need to really take and sacrifice and do it. But it's good, like everything else that God says.
Here we go. So humility equals accepting evidence without deception. That's what humility is, literally coming down before your feet, before God's feet first, right? I got something here. Pride phrases. I can handle it. They'll change. I've invested too much. These things are actually lack of humility, and then we go and we burn ourselves later. I know you sent me your video as well, which is quite interesting. So you can't change others, you can only change yourself. And so we put the most important area of our life on the line because the reality is our heart wants what we want, but humility is the cure to protect ourselves.
That's why you have to ignore your heart, because you're going to feel things. But I lost my channel of thought here now. But you have to choose in between those things, making the right things. I lost my channel of thought.
It's okay. It'll come back to you. We'll take over to Sam. Go ahead, brother.
What really struck out there for me was humility. And even I'm thinking in my mind that humility is it's not natural to us. Humility is not. I know people say I'm humble. You're proud already by saying that. No one is humble. No one. It's something that either we learn, or we learn it by learning from other people's examples, or we learn it through problems. And even it backs up in what is coming to my mind when the Bible says that even Jesus Christ learned obedience through his suffering.
Powerful.
So one thing I got from that is that even in marriage and in love life, even through our journey and walk with God, God will lead us through problems and situations. He will always show things to us about ourselves in order for us to learn humility. And the more we humble, the more we break ourselves, like Miss was saying, you sacrifice, you change your ways, you acknowledge that, this is who I am, this is my true state, I need to change, you repent, you change, you humble. This is what brings you close to God. And once you get close to God, that's when he honors you. As he says, humility brings honor. And even the word of God says that humble yourself before the Lord and he will exalt you. So I see that, throughout all these things, all these challenges, all these problems, all this self-analysis, and God revealing our true state to us, and we're obeying his word, changing ourselves, not just in our relationship with him, but also when it comes to love life, it only leads to honor, because everybody wants to be happy. We all want to be blessed in our love life, but it's only done through humility. It's only done through humility.
That's it. All right. Yes. Did they come back to you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking about it's something completely different from what I was going to say, but it's just like a experience that I had, but God allowed it to happen for me to examine myself. And of course, throughout the whole thing, it's like, okay, this is not about the person, this is about you.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, so I had to humble myself, and I had to recognize and accept those things that I couldn't even imagine, like, oh, I'm like this, like this little points like here. You like have to change, you know.
So even in dating, there is the value of in the dating arena. Some people think it's not about, if you're no longer of the world, it's not about feelings or cushy and kaka and la 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 la, and you make me feel like this. It's actually even going singles out, being a Christian, and having that dialogue, that interaction. If you're at that stage in your spiritual journey, because the love life is the next stage of our spiritual walk after you've sought first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, just the dating period and how you learn and develop and talk and liaise with people is God working in you to become a lot better, right?
Absolutely, because you sometimes have things
and we don't see it. We
don't.
And then we get the ring on the finger, and guess what? Our development continues all the way to eternal life. So today's message is simple. Don't argue with signs. Feelings are loud, but signs are honest. So message us in our breakfast broadcast. If you haven't got it, the number's on your screen. We'll add it to you. And let's keep building healthy love with wisdom, and more importantly, our relationship with Jesus with humility. All right? It's been great having you with us today, Isabella.
Thank you.
You've been great.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, look at you. 12 13 kg, better skin. Samuel, Miss Danko, it's been great being with you today.
It's been good. It's always a blessing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we feel the energy. Colossus, you've been an awesome man of vigor and valor with those bronze cheekbones.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome, dude. All right, and tomorrow's breakfast show, guys, I'm going to be going away for Valentine's Day after the show, but we're going to have a live show tomorrow. Yeah, I've organized something really, I'm a bit crazy. I don't know. I need to change my life, but I'll do it on Thursday. Okay, we can stop there. All right, guys, because time. All right, so look, guys, but we're going to have a live show tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow with you with our Feel Good Friday. We're going to be giving away 2 cinema tickets, 50% off cinema tickets to our lucky winners for tomorrow. If you don't know the game already, we're going to be doing Guess the Beans in the Jar competition, and you could walk away with 2 cinema tickets to watch any movie you like. Anybody could jump in. You could jump in. You could jump in. You could jump in. do and take Diane. We went to the cinema. They won the other day. Really? They won Diana and Amelia. Yeah. Wow. So we're giving them out. We're giving out 50% off cinema tickets. Just go for it. You're gonna love it. See any film you want, luxury seats. Just go for it.
Just like that.
As tomorrow, same breakfast show time, 7 a.m. Same breakfast show channel, libertyradio.co.uk. Until then, we got 12 midday. We got Where you going at 12 midday? All right. So yeah, where you going? Yeah, it's a good program. Tune in, guys. Come back. Liberty Radio doesn't stop. It's 24 hours. All right. Other than that, I wish you all a powerful and robust day. Until next time. Ciao. Actually, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're there. Okay, for now, bye. You're awesome. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of the program. We have a lot more episodes covering a lot more themes on The Breakfast Show. And guess what? Your experience can be even deeper and more interactive because we are live weekdays from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on libertyradio.co.uk. On that Liberty Radio platform, we have a whole host of other inspirational material. As well as that, we have our breakfast show in the mornings. Check it out. There's a live chat, there's a video feed, and you can get up to date on all the breakfast show antics and fun, vim, excitement, and all that kind of crazy stuff that we love to enjoy. This is Robbie here, Robust Presenter, and I hope to see you live and enjoy the next one.